Welcome to week 1. This week's lesson is reviewing fractions. Week 1 objectives: reading fractions, understanding the value of fractions, changing fractions from one form to another, creating equivalent fractions, addition of fractions, subtraction of fractions, multiplication of fractions, and division of fractions. The value of fractions. A fraction is a portion of a whole. It describes into how many parts a whole is divided. A whole unit can be divided into any number of parts or fractions of a unit. So what I have colored here is 5 parts of the whole pi, so 5/8. 8 is the denominator. It's the bottom number of the fraction. And again, it states into how many parts a whole unit is divided. The top number 5 is called the denominator, and it's how many parts are concerned. So 5/8 in this case. Types of fractions. Proper fractions. A proper fraction is a fraction with a numerator smaller than the denominator, like 3/7. An improper fraction is a fraction with the numerator the same or larger than that of the denominator. And then we have mixed numbers. We have a mixed fraction and a whole number. So 4 is the whole, 5/8 is your fraction. Changing improper fractions to mixed or whole numbers. 7/3. To change this into an improper fraction, from an improper fraction to a mixed or whole number, 7/3 means 7 divided by 3. 3 goes into 7 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. We have a remainder of 1 left over. The remainder 1 is the numerator, and then our 3 is the same denominator. So 7/3 is the same as 2 1/3. Let's try another one. 18/6 again means 18 divided by 6. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 6 times 3 is 18. We have a remainder of 0, so we have the whole number 3. Changing mixed numbers to improper fractions. We'll work with 4 and 5/8. The first step is to multiply the whole number 4 times the denominator. So 4 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. And then we add the numerator 5. So 32 plus 5 is 37. The improper fraction, 37/8. We'll try it again. We have 3 and 7/12. Again, step 1, multiply the whole number by the denominator. So 3 times 12. That's 36. And again, we add the numerator, in this case, the 7. 36 plus 7, answer 43. 43/12 is our improper fraction. Equivalent fractions are different fractions representing the same value. Equivalent fractions are found by multiplying or dividing both the numerator and the denominator by the same value. So I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator, 3/5, by 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 2 is 10. So equivalent, 3/5 is equal to 6/12. The 60/75, I'm going to go ahead and divide those by 5. 5 goes into 60 12 times. 5 goes into 75 15 times. Next, we have the 3/5. I'm going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 5. 3 times 5 for the new numerator, 15. 5 times 5, 25 for a new denominator. 3/5 equal to 15/25. We have 60/75 again. I'm going to divide that by 3. 3 goes in our numerator 60, 20 times. 3 goes in our denominator 75, 25 times. So 60/75 is equal to 20/25. Factors. Factors are any set of numbers that will equal a given number when multiplied together. So 48, if I want to factor 48, 6 times 8 equals 48. Those are two factors of 48. Another set of factors for 48, 3 times 16, 2 times 24. So those are all different factors of 48. Prime numbers is a positive number that can be exactly divided by 1 and itself. So the first 10 prime numbers are 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and 23. So prime factors are the factored set in which all numbers are prime. So I want the prime factors of 48. So I'm going to start with two factors of 48. 6 times 8. The 6 and the 8 are factors, but they're not prime factors. So I'm going to factor the 6 out further. Factoring the 6, 2 times 3. The 2 and the 3 are prime factors. So now I'm going to factor out the 8. 2 times 4. The 2 is a prime factor. The 4 is not, so I'm going to factor out the 4. 2 times 2. So you can see 2, 3, prime numbers, 2, 2, 2. So the prime factors of 48 are 2 times 3 times 2 times 2 times 2. And that does equal 48. Rules for reducing fractions with prime numbers. Find the prime factors, that's step 1. The prime factors of 60, 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. And the prime factors for 75, 3 times 5 times 5. Once you have the prime factors, we cancel factors that are common to the numerator and the denominator. The 3 is common in both the numerator and the denominator. We cancel them. I also see that the 5s in both. We still have a unique 5 and we have the 2's. So we rewrite the reduced fraction as 2 times 2, so 4 over the 5. 60 over 75 is equal to 4/5. Change fractions to equivalent with common denominators. A common denominator is a denominator that is common to all concerned fractions. When all fractions in a problem have the same denominator, they have a common denominator. The first step is to decide by inspection on a common denominator. And so I go to my highest number and I take a look. 4 can go into 8 2 times, 2 can go into 8 4 times, and so 8 is our common denominator. Then I divide the common denominators by the original denominators. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 5 is 5. We have our 5/8. 4 goes into 8 2 times, so 4 times 2 is 8, which means we multiply the numerator. 3 times 2 is 6. I look to my next. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 2 times 4 is 8. We multiply by 4 our numerator. 1 times 4 is 4. Equivalent fractions with a common denominator. Okay, tips for having a successful week. Tip 1, do not procrastinate. Log in each day. Tip 2, complete all reading assignments. Tip 3, watch the videos. They are excellent tutorials. Tip 4, submit this week's assignments. I need those by Sunday. 5, contact me. Let me help you cross the finish line. Please contact me. And last, happy calculating. Take care, and I hope to hear from each of you soon.